What's up, guys? Repeat back with you, and tonight it's the start of a brand spanking new week. That's right, we're starting off with the trucks tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Blaze, back to you already, huh? I got you, buddy. I got you loud and clear. Yeah, it is back to me. That's right. Back to me after calling that E-Spark race from Michigan, which is, well, that was a lot of fun. But we're talking about a brand new NNR week here at I did it again. Yeah, Atlanta Motor Speedway. There we go. Home of the Elliots. Tonight we've got between 15 and 20 trucks that are going to be on track fighting it out. So far, it's been all between T-Glass and NNR Bowling. But I got the man back in the booth with me. Y'all missed in the last couple weeks. The one and only Lucky Dog. Lucky, it's going to be a phenomenal race. I mean, the track is really impressive. I heard a lot during practices and whatnot that they're really going to be paying attention to their tires. In fact, they're going to be pitting well before their fuel window is even open because the tires are so short on this very, very abrasive track. How are you feeling tonight, Lucky?
Well, thank you, Repeat. Very glad to be back, considering I've been out the last 2 weeks. As some may or may not know, I suffered from appendicitis 2 weeks ago, and it's a pretty scary experience. But had to go undergo surgery, and have been on the road to recovery since. But I've been feeling much better. Everything's been looking good. Also, been trying to keep up with school. School has been much more challenging this year. So trying to keep up with everything there, it's been a very tough journey these past 2 weeks. Let me tell you something, but I'm great to be back here this week for Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now, like you said, Atlanta is a track where it's a very abrasive track where you have to pay attention to the tires. Specifically, the right rear tire has been a very big issue around this track. The right rear burns up pretty fast, but you also want to make sure that when you tighten your car up to combat that, you don't burn the right front tire. So it's all about making sure that you're keeping yourself in check. Try not to overdrive. Try not to overdo everything. Make sure that you have a good, clean race and a good, clean car. Make sure that make sure the strategy is correct, and overall, make sure you're there at the end of the race when it matters most.
Yeah, you touched on the right rear absolutely, and then that right front. That was an issue that I recall having not too long ago. Was putting too much wheel into this thing. Some people say, "Oh, it's Atlanta. You can go wide open the entire way." If you're going the entire wide open the entire way, um, you're gonna burn up that right front probably quicker than a right rear because you're going to end up putting too much wheel into it. If you're not lifting whatsoever and you're just jamming it on down into the corner, you're you're sliding the right front. You're going to have other problems, and that's not something that these guys can afford. I was actually able to get down to Atlanta Motor Speedway about 3 years ago, give or take, and you walk out of the grandstands down onto the track, you can feel how coarse that track is underneath your shoes. So yeah, these guys are going to have a lot to deal with. Again, between 15 and 20 trucks will be on track. Hopefully, they can go all caution free and everybody can kind of conserve what they got. But I was hearing people popping tires. They thought they might have been somewhat okay. Going into turn one, you got 6%, and you don't even make it back to the entrance to pit road on that next lap. So they're really going to have to care for what they got tonight.
Absolutely, and you bring up a good point when you're pitting. You're going to see a lot of guys make mistakes on pit road. This pit road is honestly one of the most challenging pit road entrances on the whole game on NASCAR Heat 5. It's very deceiving. You think you can take it like in other 1.5 mile tracks where it's relative. I wouldn't say easy. Entering pit road is not an easy task, but where you can put the brakes down, be very gentle, and then kind of let the car slide out a little bit, then get it slow down. But here you've got to manage the tires because when you're braking into the pit road, you burn up a ton of tires. You burn up mostly the left front. From my experience, the left front burns up pretty fast, but also the right rear if you're sliding around a little bit. And because of the coarse track surface and all the bumps on entry, you're sliding around a little bit, and it's going to be much harder for you to slow down entering the pits. So you did bring up a good point there. We're going to have to pay attention to the pit road entrance, see how those guys fare there, because that could be the big difference between winning and losing. And heck, maybe even if they make a mistake in stage one, that could be the difference between their race, because it's going to be a hard fight to challenge your way back through the field if you make a mistake like that early, even early in the race. So, gonna have to be something we'll take an eye on.
Yeah, I had never even thought about the that the that side tire. I would have just thought you'd pretty much be all right, but no, turns out not so much. Definitely want to thank everybody that's out there in chat so far. Laser, absolutely see you. Combat Beast, good to see you as well. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Rock NASCAR. Good to see you also, sir. Absolutely appreciate any time you come on out to hang out and keep them all busy in chat. Rock, hopefully you don't have to put that, message out there in the chat saying, hope these guys can settle down. And you're gonna have to settle me down, Rock. Another 200 bits, buddy. I tell you what, man, you're more than a scholar and a gentleman. I appreciate you, sir. But lucky, these guys are done qualifying. They're back in the lobby. Some people were saying that slide job had really gone on and was doing a whole lot of practice. In fact, he had moved up on the leaderboard this afternoon. Looks like he'll be putting that. What did I just see? That 40 truck on pit road. Or I'm sorry, yeah, on pit road. I'm sure his competition's gonna love him there if that was the truth. But yeah, slide job will be starting on pole, so he'll be the control car going into their pace lap. And not quite sure who's going to be starting on the outside, but we'll find as we progress and we go through the field. But lucky, we've talked about T-Glass and we've talked about FNL Bowling winning the first of the first three races. T-Glass got it done last week, Bowling the week before that, and then T-Glass got it done at Michigan. So those guys are up in the standings. If you had to pick somebody, I know you're not completely familiar with the roster yet, but aside from those guys, or maybe your old slide job, but who would you have your eye on tonight?
Well, you definitely got to look at the past two winners, Bowling and T-Glass. They've been the class of the field so far this season. They've done a great job. And he also, pretty much who he mentioned, it's a slide job. Been putting a lot of effort into this race, and like he said, starting on pole so far. And he's definitely got the speed, but something that he's got to bear in mind. And if he did his practice correctly, make sure that he's got all the tires in check throughout the whole course of the race. So you got the speed of slide job. So there's a green white checker, if there's a green white checker stage finish or something, he'd definitely be someone to look out for. But it's all about how he can manage that pace over the long run. So we're gonna have to see how all the three guys fare over the course of the race, how they perform, how they deal with all of the challenging aspects of this Atlanta track. So it'll be a fun race for sure. Atlanta has always been one of my favorite tracks, and you can say what you want about how people were bottom feeding all the way around the track, but hopefully we won't be seeing too much of that today. I think we'll be seeing some great side-by-side racing throughout, especially in turns 1 and 2.
Well, Combat Beast is, he's right along, agreeing with us, talking about tire wear and fuel mileage is going to be key, and he's going with his buddy Bowling. So score right now, 2 to T-Glass, 1 Bowling. Let's see if Bowling's going to be able to tie that up. I did just get an invite from SWATs just a moment ago, but then the lobby was paused, so I'm kind of holding off on that for just a moment. But, Laser, Rock, if you guys are still out there, Rock, I know you've been around. I can't say that you've stuck through every single one of the streams because you are a busy man come race nights. Rock, who do you got for tonight? Any favorites? I know your buddies, Amore and CGMX Rose and Rowdy and Stout Whiskey and all those guys. They're not in this race. We'll see those guys on Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern. But Rock, do you have anybody in this? Do you have a pony in this show? And then there's Alpha York out there now saying also don't sleep on Tenacious Z or Krabby Soup. Tenacious has been a little bit of a sleeper. I kind of liken him to Parzival last year. Parzival I called him a silent hunter the entire Xfinity series last year. He was always creeping his way into the the top 10s, then the top 5s, and every week it seemed like he'd creep his way into the top 3, and you didn't even know it until he showed up for post-race interviews. Tenacious hadn't pretty much that guy. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Alpha York's other driver, Krabby Soup, which he's a hell of a guy off the track as well. So it looks like the counter is down. Rock NASCAR saying his dark horse is going to be fellow local boy Krabby Soup. So Rock's going with Krabby. Let's see here. Here's the invite. Are you signed on, or am I gonna have to go looking for you?
Hold on 1 second. Let me send you a. Yeah, let me sign on real quick.
All right, that's okay.
There we go.
Ready. Okay, so you're
should be appearing online right now. Yeah. But yeah, interesting pick there with Krabby Soup. I remember last time I was here, he had a solid, quiet day at Michigan, and performed pretty well there. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to catch the past 2 races as a result of me trying to recover from surgery, just trying to rest and keep up with everything. But based on that, he must have been really consistently getting better and better each week. So it'd be interesting to see how for me as a not only as a commentator but also a viewer, to see how he's improved from week 1 to week 4. So really excited to see how he's gonna perform tonight here at Atlanta, because Atlanta is a beast. Let me tell you something. I mean, we've been talking about the tire wear, and it's also one of the faster 1.5 mile tracks too that we go to. It's about I'm trying to remember what it is on preset trucks. I remember a Cup. It's like under 29. It's like under 29 seconds, but it's a very fast track. And what was that? Did you send me one?
I still don't see you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let me message you, because I am definitely online. Because you can click.
Are you under? You're under Lucky Dog, right?
Yeah, I'm online.
I know I got you set as a favorite, and I still can't find you.
So I just sent you a message.
All right.
And then you can go through there and then invite the game or whatnot, or click on profile and then click on the game.
Well, that's a long way around it. Okay. All right, so we got to work on that for next week. But all right, looks like, as I said, the 40 of old Mr. Slide Job's going to be up front and to his outside. 38 of NNR Bowling is we're going to go green. 40 is going to be your control truck. There's the 99 right behind him. So 99 is Shadowlack. He's been fast. The 02 of Yates King. Then we got the 88 of Beast Hunter. T-Glass in that 15, running that high side right now, keeping it wound up. 3-car Monster Mike. 16 of Siege. 23 of More Than a Cape. We're going to talk more about him here in just a little bit. 24 of Krabby Soup. That's Rock NASCAR's pick. 33 of Haskell the Rascal. Still love that gamer tag. 98 of NNR Papa Bear. Definitely good luck to him. 51 of Swats, 8 of Slow and In the Way. I want to be talking to him being slow and in victory lane here as soon as I can. 18 of NNR Cowboy, and then we're back up to the 40 of the one and only Mr. Slide Job all the way down this backstretch. Still has some pretty close company with the 99 of Shadowlack right in his toe. Coming off 3 and 4 so far, first 2 or 3 laps, all green. Q-Dog out there in chat saying, go Beast Hunter, hashtag JPA Militia. Q-Dog, good to see you. Definitely wish you, wow. Shadowlight kind of touched that apron and almost slid up into the 40 of Mr. Slide Job, but checked up just enough so he didn't get into him. Good job by him. So now, lucky we're both in here. 40's leading, 99's right on his tail. Then you got the 02 of Yotes King. So far, all nose to tail. Everybody's just kind of keeping up with everybody else. I believe we're running normal drafting, terribly strong tonight. What are you feeling about this race so far?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, my mic on my end.
Say what? All right, well, while you get that sorted out, looks like Commander Griff gonna pop into chat here saying T-Glass is his pick for the win tonight. Beast is his underdog. He's due for a win. Also, hashtag JPaw Militia. A lot of
Three,
JPaw
two.
Militia
There we go.
that are here, every single week. Yep, Lucky, I got you back. That 40 F-150 is still in the lead, side by side, behind him for second.
Oh, it's about that. I love it when your phone dies on 20% for no reason. I really need a new phone. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you're bowing. As I was saying, this track, the draft is the same for any 1.5 mile track. It's relatively strong. You could definitely get into a single file line, everybody running nose to tail. It's, especially at the start of the run, it's pretty common to do so. And you see Slide Job right there trying to break the draft. But as you see right here, by him doing that, I really don't see the point of it. I don't see the benefit. Maybe moving like a quarter of a lane trying to break it, but moving all the way down the track and moving back up the track, that really lost him a ton of time, even tapping the wall a little bit on entrance 3. So that really didn't help him so much. He got lucky that the 16 car lost the track, but so far, very glad. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. They're 3 wide behind him. This is some great racing right now, and it's only going to spread out as we go deeper into this run.
Yeah, these guys have been after it. I mean, the only one that's got anything stable about his run so far is that 40. Everybody else behind kind of back and forth and side to side, trying to find a line where they may not have to deal with as much dirty air as the guy behind him. So the 40, he's got it all. 99 is Shadowlack. He's kind of ducked down. He's washing up a little bit again. That 40, he's got that truck penned all the way to that yellow line. Now, Lucky, if Slide Job was you right now, would you be so intent on trying to run that bottom line, or would you let it wash up the track? To me, if I'm really hugging that line all the way around, that means I'm probably putting a little bit too much stress on my right front to try to keep it penned down like that, and also on my right rear trying to hold that all the way around instead of letting it wash up towards the wall a little bit, off of 2 and then again off of 4.
Well, he's not doing himself any favors on weaving on the back, so trying to break the draft. Like I said, that's just kind of driving me insane. My little OCD is going nuts right now. But I mean, if I were him, I'd really just try to wash up the track, not keep it so tightly pinned down to the inside. Really, you'd want to do that for a green white checker where you have to defend the inside and keep it all the way down on the track. But you see right here, by him trying to defend that inside, he's washing up the track too much where he just kind of missed the corner. And it's really good to arc your exits and entrances into the corners as we have a battle for the lead right now. We've got Shadowlife peeking up to the inside here. Like I said, I'm telling you, that 40 of Slide Job by weaving too much. Whoa, they got contact a little bit there off turn 4. Weaving too much on the backstretch. He was losing too much time in the back straightaway, and he's allowed the 99 to peek under him and get a gap.
Yeah, 99 now, he's going to be able to hold off the 2. 2 thought about maybe going to the high side, but he absolutely just opened the door for that 15 T-Glass to come on by. And T-Glass has, I believe that's going to be the 18 right behind him, or that might be the 38 rather, of Bowling. So the guys that have won the last 3 weeks, again, T-Glass won week 1, Bowling won in week 2, and then T-Glass won again last week at Auto Club. So they've been swapping wins back and forth. If the 40 can keep going the way that he's going, he might be the one to break that string. But here comes the 99 again, looking underneath. 40 came down just a little bit, started to pinch that 99 down. They're going to pinch each other, both in that middle groove. A little bit of contact coming
Careful.
off. 99, great job holding it. Way to keep it out of the grass.
This is some very aggressive racing for stage 1. I think we're not even at lap 10 yet. I mean, man, this is like they're battling with 10 to go or something. I think at this point, if I'm Slide Job, yeah, I want to lead the race, but if a guy has to pass me, if they want to pass me, then so be it. It's still so early in the race. Let them burn your stuff up. Just ride behind them, save your stuff, and it looks like we have a caution.
Yep, caution 99, got a little bit of contact, ended up going around a few times into the inside wall, so I'm sure he's absolutely going to have a little bit of damage.
Yeah, but more is at the 40.
Well, it actually wasn't the it was the 40 that started it, but it wasn't the 40 that finished it off. I think after he got loose coming through the trial, he just wasn't able to quite gain full control back, and what we're seeing right now is the the result of all that. But Cadillac doesn't look like he has all that much damage. Probably just a couple of extra seconds on pit road, but he, keeping up with the 40 and ahead of the 38 and ahead of the 15. He's definitely shown that he's got some, he's got some speed to that truck. In fact, I think he might have actually just opted to stay out because he's going to be our controller, which is kind of interesting. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What am I saying? It's going to be the 40th slide job. Yeah, with the 38 of F&L Bowling or NNR Bowling to his outside. So a couple normal contenders, 0-2 in the 3. Now they're going to make up row 2. 40, he's going to try to hold off old Yotes. I don't know if he's going to be able to. We've got a couple guys on that bottom line now.
It's so hard to defend the inside line there. I think if I were Slide Job, I mean, maybe if there was like 2 to go, I would have kept it inside there, but he kind of let the 0-2 get away right there, and 0-2 is in the lead of Yotes King, doing a great job right here out front, but Slide Job making a charge to the outside line, getting a really good runoff too, and may end up making the move done. He does, right back to the lead. He is on a mission right now. He is not going to let anybody take away this lead of the race.
Yeah, he got one great push from the 38 of Bowling, and now those two are first and second. The 0-2 and the 23 now are side by side for P3. Working up there right now. 23 is going to be more than a Cape, so good showing right now for Cape. Again, that was everybody's first chance to get on down pit road, and with a full course caution, that gives you about 40 seconds to work your way down pit road, make any adjustments that you may need, which is a whole lot better than a green flag pit stop, which only gives you, 14 or 15 seconds to do anything with your tire pressure, your wedge, and your tape really, really quick, and normally you don't have enough time to pull in that whole setup that you've practiced all week to make.
I'm going to make your head spin right now, but these guys are about a lap and a half short on fuel. So that's going to be something very interesting. And with presets, it's not like custom setups where you can just put it in your overdrive gear that's really bogged down and save easy. But in the presets here, you're using stock gears. Everybody is on the same gear set. So it's all down to these guys and how they manage their fuel here. So not only did they have to manage their tire wear, but they got to manage their fuel. It's something very challenging around this circuit. So if I'm one of these drivers, I'm not too sure what to think right here. Is there going to be another caution, or are we going to go green straight through? Because one wrong strategy call can end up killing your stage because you want the stage points, but potentially can affect you for the rest of the race.
Well, I don't know. I tell you what, Slide Job has a handful right now. 15 of T-Glass. He was looking all over that bottom line, and the 40 actually let him come on up. I'm guessing Slide Job feels pretty comfortable about what he has. And right now, the 15 and the 38, they were side by side. A little bit of door banging going into 3 and 4, and Slide Job has to love what he's seeing in his rear view, because the more they battle, the more they can't get the hammer down to come off of the corners. Then he's starting to scoot away just a little bit. One thing, though, that you just said about being one lap short on fuel, this whole thing wasn't, from what I hear during some pre-race practice, this whole thing may not even come down to fuel. As we talked about in pre-race a little bit, Lucky, it's going to come down to that right front and that right rear tire. Mostly the right rear. I hadn't heard of anybody that was able to make it all the way on a fuel run without first popping a tire.
That is a good point, actually. I did forget about that. Typically, you can't really go the whole fuel run on tires around this track. That's how abrasive this surface is. So these guys are going to have to do a lot of saving. They want to save an extra lap and a half or so, or maybe even 2 laps. The stream that I was watching was a little laggy or whatnot, maybe because I'm in Discord, but that's going to be a very difficult task, and that's probably why we're seeing not too many people try that. I mean, you're seeing a lot of the pack, 90-95% of the pack, out here racing for the win right here. As we did see I think that's, don't correct me if I'm wrong, I think we just saw the 3-car Monster Mike dip into the pits actually in the back there. Try and make a pit stop maybe because he couldn't make it on fuel, make it on tires. So that's a very interesting strategy call right there, about 3, I believe it is. Let me double check and see if I'm correct. Yeah, that is Monster Mike right there in the pits.
Yeah, and you know what? That could be a great call by him, knowing that he's not going to be able to go away on tires. Get in a little early, grab it short pit, just grab right side tires, come on back out. You only take a half a can to extend what you already had in the tank and move on up. So that could be great for him. We'll have to see. As Commando Grip saw the same exact thing. Just put it out there in chat. We'll have to see if that
Hey,
helps him.
hey, there we go. I mean, I had equalized there. I was looking at the leader, and I just about saw it. I'm like, that's 3. So I'm pretty happy with myself right now that I guessed it. Anyway, looks like Bowling right now is getting freight trained on the inside there, but the train led by T-Glass in the 15. Already won twice this season. It's been a very strong contender so far in the NNR Truck Series. You got Siege Tempest right there on the inside, and it's looking like T-Glass is going to try and make a run for the lead right here as he's got them 2x2 right behind him.
Yeah, so you got T-Glass, you got 38, you got the O2, you got the 16, you've got the 33. Somebody mentioned the 33 of Haskell. I'm sorry, I mentioned the 33 of Haskell to Rascal earlier. He's also been pretty quick, been showing up pretty off, so you have to keep an eye on him. Then behind him, you got the 51 of the series leader, old NNR Swats. He's up here in the definitely within the top 10. Good run for him so far. Let's see if we can keep that 51 clear the entire race. He's been plagued by damage for quite a few races. Good to see him up here. Panda, how are you? Good to see you. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at Swats before. I'm trying to access the stream, but for whatever reason, my internet in my room is absolutely atrocious. It's like a potato. But I mean, Swats is up there running in the top 10. Seems like he's moving up through the field right here. They're still battling for third right behind him, side by side. Man, it's been forever. This time it's T-Glass, and T-Glass making a move to the pits. So maybe some of these guys are responding to the three-truck on Monster Mike pitting in early. These guys are pitting in around the middle part of this run here. So very interesting tactic. I don't know how it's going to work out for them. I don't think it'll work too well because these guys are going to be on much older tires, and well, it seems like a lot of the rest of the guys are going to be pitting early too here as well.
Yep, I've been riding along for a while now on Monster Mike's stream, kind of keeping up wings, and yeah, he has his right rear is no good. I mean, right now it's at 8%. He's coming across the start stripe.
Wow.
This might be a scenario of what I mentioned earlier, where they go into turn one with 8%, and by the exit of I'm sorry, he was at 9%. By the exit of 2, he's down to 4. So that is an exact example of what I was talking about earlier. He will be extremely lucky if when he goes to pull into the pit, that tire doesn't pop. We'll have to see. Another thing I also noticed while we were keeping up with the 40, he got into that pit very, very quick. If he's not lucky, or if he is lucky, he did not just...
I don't think he's lucky there. I don't think he is lucky. Yep. 38. I was thinking the same thing. He was looking pretty optimistic into the pit road entry, and you're seeing it now. Too fast entering the pit road. Yep, he's gonna be. And even the 16 of Tempest got caught speeding too. So, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm glad I mentioned it. Keeping an eye on pit road, and it caught out the leader of the race there. You can't be too greedy on edges of pit road.
Well, let's see. I'm right now with the 40th slide job. See another truck coming out behind him. Both doing as they're supposed to, reaching just about halfway up the backstretch. I don't see any damage on that 40, so I'm guessing there was no extra time, but absolutely lost an extra 15 seconds. But I don't see any of the leaders anywhere near him. So with brand new Eagle Feel Goods, or even if it's just right sides, he should be good for the rest of the way. And I'll go ahead and grab a lap count for us here in just a second. My guess right now is that your current leader looks like is going to be the 23. So I'm getting up right now with the 23 of More Than a Cape. I'm wondering if Cape at some point might have gone down pit road and we completely missed. But right now he's got a good old full side of the track over the 51 of Swats, which is running in P2 right now. Cape in that 23 is just now going through 3 and 4.
Yeah, I was just actually he's pitting right here, so he
Yep.
stayed out the long side of anybody. So that's very interesting because a lot of guys are struggling with tire wear, like Swats, for example, really was on the courts, but Morton Cape, for example, really had good tire life. I don't know if it was him saving a whole lot. Quite too sure. I've been trying to access the stream for quite a while and finally got it. But it seems like he's coming for the pits right here. I would assume he'd take 4 tires because I think the tire wear is just that bad, but may not take as much fuel, but you know, pitting so late, he would be on much fresher tires and could have a run for potentially a stage, maybe even a stage, depending on how good his run is. But I mean, saying that, look at how far the leaders are out. The leaders are already past him. He's not even quite full up to speed, just exiting pit road.
All right, so we talked about, it looks like this is all going to cycle back through to this guy right here, the 0-2 of King. Another guy just like many before him, just like Master Killer and like Boehner and whatnot, who came out, showed interest in the stream, and within a couple weeks, we're talking about him here on the track. So looks like the 0-2 kind of gave it up and was able to come on by screaming with some brand new equipment, and it's going to put the 38 of Bowling back up in the front. And he's definitely got some immediate people that he's trying to keep off. Looks like he's got the 15 of T-Glass, his biggest competition throughout the first 3 races, and behind him is going to be the 99. So even though the 99 had an issue and got spun out, was the reason for that caution, he's right back here in P3, I believe. And
I believe we are, to correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we are now 3 to go in the stage.
Yep, 3 to go. So we'll see if the 38 is going to be able to hold off the 15.
You don't want to get too gritty right now early in the stage. Stage 1 is great. It's good. You got a stage points there. You got max. You got 10 points, and I think a playoff point. I'm not sure how. Point that's got up right there. Anyway, 2 laps to the stage, I believe, and 15 peeking on the inside there, trying to make a move, feeling out the 38 because I mean, these two have been together all season long, and they could be there at the end like they were at Michigan. So really testing the waters right here as we're coming to, I believe, what is the final lap of this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I just realized I tried pulling this up earlier, but for some reason it didn't show. Well, we're coming to the end of stage 1. I might as well put the stage 1 flag up there finally. But the 38, he actually looks like he's been a little tight this time. He might have checked up or just backed up a little bit, able to really get down low to block that bottom line. Almost wondering if the 15 of T-Glass is just really trying to preserve something for a last-ditch attempt to come on by. I don't think he's going to have anything for him coming to the line. It is going to be the 38 of Bowling, the 15 of T-Glass as he tries to duck low, and then the 99 of old Shadlack. So good job by those 3. Going to be max points for them. And ladies and gents, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back to kick off stage number 2. Lucky, not a bad start, sir.
Not at all. It's been a great start to this race.
All right, let's follow
some
NNR.
NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, big thanks for everybody that's keeping it right here. Definitely appreciate it. Commando Griff, man, you are awesome, keeping everybody up to speed with what's been going on. And we're gonna work our way back up front. It's gonna be the 23 with the 38 of Bowling to his outside. So Cape, I'm guessing he forgot to pit. He's gonna take it into the grass to make sure he stays out of the way. That's gonna give that bottom line a big old gap. And it looks like the 99 of Shadlack's going to be able to fill that P2 spot under no challenge whatsoever. And again, starting off stage 2 here, guys.
Oh boy, they're 3 wide behind him. Oh my goodness, right there, slide jobs slipping it through the middle lane, looking behind him. But yeah, Shadlack, I mean, I didn't talk about him. Incredible comeback, especially from that caution. he got involved in, battling for the lead all the way back, got a lot of damage, came through, ended up scoring a solid third-place finish in the stage. Right now, taking a charge for the lead, looking low on Bowling. Now he's going to tuck back in. We'll see if he makes a move in turn 3, but so far, a really strong run for Shadowlock.
Yeah, Shad staying right there. T-Glass right there with him as well. There's a little bit of playful banter between these guys, talking about what to expect out of the road courses. Who's going to be top dog. And one guy that was absolutely pounding his own chest was that 99 of Shadowlock, talking he couldn't wait, to get to the Glen and a couple of other places. So I remember last season, Shadowlock gave his brother, which is Swats, a little bit of, a few pointers on how to get around the road courses. So I'm looking for those brothers to really tackle the rights and lefts once we get there, which, by the way, is in just about a month's time. That'll be the Charlotte Roval. So we'll have to see what conspires there. But man, it's so far it looks like the top four, actually about the top six are all nose to tail in the middle of the backstretch. Everybody else was just coming off of turn 2. Wonder if something might have happened and kind of broke the field up a little bit here, Lucky.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. I've been focusing on that 40 car and how he's been able to manage his way through the field, especially coming after speeding on pit road. Trying to look on stream and see what's happening, but it's buffering, having terrible internet reception in this corner of the room. But so far, the top 5, top 6 have just been super orderly. They've been taking care of each other, trying to pull away from the rest of the pack and fight amongst themselves for this stage and for the rest of the stage. To see the 8 truck, or no, the 02, that's Yotes making a move on the inside, trying to make a move on the inside of T-Glass. Couldn't quite make it stick, and we got the 18 right there, making a good charge through the field. But it looks like the 38 starting to pull away a little bit. But so far, it's been pretty orderly, pretty fair. And oh boy, the 40 just moves the 18 truck out of the way there. You don't want to be doing that in stage 2 or at Atlanta specifically. That could be pretty dangerous. But so far, it's been a pretty calm start so far. But as you saw in the pit cycles, a lot can change.
Yeah, kind of riding with that safe light Toyota Tundra for Cowboy. See him right here behind that Nice machine for Mr. Slyjob. Like you mentioned, right now second place is a side-by-side race. One down low, one up high, and nobody's going to gain the clear advantage until somebody makes a mistake. That bottom line's not going to give. The top line's going to lose a little bit, but it also carries a little bit more momentum off that high side. The 18 trying to do every bit that he can to pull back up. It looks like if there was any contact between him and the 40, it has been, it doesn't look like it was all that much, as he's looking like he's getting a pretty good shot going into 1 and 2. He might actually have their draft coming off the corner, and in fact, if he stays high, he would. If he tries to go down low, he may not get that he needs, but he's definitely pulling his way back up to this mini pack, and that 38 is absolutely starting to pull away.
Apologies, I saw the 24. I don't know if he disconnected, if that's just a glitch on our end. The 24 was stuck way up on the high side of 3 and 4 there. I think that may be a spectator glitch or something, but he was just coasting at like 5 miles per hour on the very top lane at 3 and 4. That was very bizarre to look at. But there you go. We see, they're battling very, very hard for second place right now. They're trying to catch. These guys, they think they're fast enough to catch the 38, but because they all think they're so fast to catch the 38, they're losing time to the 38. They're racing too hard, and as you see, Yotes now finally gets the move done for second place. But you guys they really want to catch the 38. They got to get a move on, get themselves back into a line, and work together to try and catch back up to the lead.
Yeah, Commando Griff out there saying second, third, fourth, and fifth are all under blanket. I couldn't agree with you more. And 38, as Commando Griff just said, Commander, you might as well just come on up in the booth, because I tell you what, you're doing one hell of a job. See the 99 of Shadowlock, I guess he kind of tagged the apron just a little bit and brought it back up track. Almost, kind of cut him close to the front of the 18, but he's able to get on by. Second, third, fourth, and fifth, as well as sixth and seventh, are all on that backstretch right in the middle. They're finally nose to tail. So now, Lucky, if you're in that P2 spot and you've got the guy behind you in a party or whatever, are you telling Slide Job, hey, just stick with me, we can reel that 38 back in, or if you're not, are you just kind of hoping that he's you to try to bring him back to where you can really try to race it out, as we got about 26 laps left here in stage 2?
Well, the majority of the time I'm racing, I barely have anybody to talk to. I always I don't really talk to many people. I just try to keep to myself and just kind of run my race, not hear a whole lot of dialogue from other drivers. But if I did have the third place guy behind me, I definitely am going to relate to him. Yeah, can we work together here? Can we try and make a move to the front? And it's like Slide Job isn't really agreeing to those terms there. He's going for second place right now, making a very cutthroat move right there to the inside, doing a good job there. But if I'm second place and the guy in third is right behind me, I'm definitely letting him know, hey, can we work together? Can we make a run at the 38 here if he's really that strong? So that's definitely something I would relay, as the 18 of Cowboy is looking like he's making a move to the pits right here. As well as I believe that maybe the 3 is well going with it. So we're going to see some green flag pit stops happen really shortly.
Yeah, still kind of riding along with Swats. Again, big thanks to, Magic Mike, rather, not Swats. Kind of keeping an eye on fuel and strategy and everything else. His right rear is it's already screaming at about 16%, while his right front's sitting about 23. So there's a 10% differential between his right side tires. He's got to be thinking about bringing it down here pretty quick, riding along right there with the 40 and the 15 to T-Glass, as well as the 99 to Cadillac 88, and it looks like the 16 completely missed it. So did the T3. So they're going to have to take another lap around. Hopefully they weren't on their last lap for tires. It looks like the 40 got in pretty clean this time.
Yeah, it looks like he got in pretty clean. Didn't really make a mistake. He learned from his prior error that he had in stage 1. And looks like right now the 38 signal in the backstretch, and he's coming to the pits right now. Careful on the brakes. Brake. Here he goes. Into the pits right now. The 38 loves Ford F-150. Doing a great job so far. Stage 1 winner. Been pretty dominant so far in stage 2. And don't think he sped, but you never know. So far, let's see what he can do to the truck, make it any better.
Well, one guy that hasn't pit yet is going to be this 51 of Swats. We actually see him just now dip on down below the line, indicating he's going to be coming in this time. And he's got one other truck behind him. I'm not quite sure who this right now. Might be Papa Bear, but Swat's going to whoa it up, slow it up, try to get on those binders. Might be close for him. We'll have to see if Swats was a couple mile an hour over. I don't believe so, but it's showing 22 laps left here in stage 2. We'll have to see if he grabbed if he ended up with a black flag. But back on track with the 40 of Slide Job, sitting right now behind the 33, and
wow.
That 38 of Bowling is absolutely cruising right now. But if anybody's going to be able to hold off this 38, man, I right now I don't see it happening. But man, anything is possible. But lucky now, after this first round of green flag pit stops here in stage 2, we're starting to see the field a little bit more spread out. So now it's really all about that raw speed. Yeah,
and I did see the 40 and the 15 side by side on the apron exiting the pits there, so they were battling even on pit exit. And I was expecting those guys to have an undercut on the leader, a pretty big one, but no, not really. I mean, the 30 did a great job, had a great in lap and a great out lap, and he's only going to have an advantage by having a lot fresher tires. So really just great control from the 38 so far, and it really shouldn't be a surprise. He's already won this so far this season and won stage 1, so his raw speed is definitely there, and it's really paying dividends right now.
Well, right now he's got closer traffic than he's had the entire first part of stage 2. 15 seems like he might be gaining just a little bit, and then the 40 is Slide Job. He's not too far off the back bumper of the 15. If those two trucks can get together, the 38 might have an issue as they get a little bit further into stage 2. But right now, 38 continues to lead T-Glass in P2, and the 40 of Slide Job rocking out P3. Cadillac's not too far off, and neither is that 3 of Monster Mike, I believe.
Yeah, Monster Mike has consistently been moving up, trending up through the field. And let me try and look at him right now and see where he's at. Yeah, he's in. He's been moving up right here. Monster Mike doing a pretty good job so far in this race. I think I may have confused him for another truck, actually. That's pretty embarrassing on my part. The 23 makes it into the pits right there of more than the Cape. He's going into the pits. Actually, the 33 right here, Haskell the Rascal in 4th place, I think it is. The 33 truck doing a pretty good job right now. And I think he's ahead, trying to look through the camera angles. Can't quite make out the truck that he's ahead of, but 33 truck been doing a pretty good job so far in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Haskell the Rascal in this Lev Rack Chevy Silverado. Tom, good to see you. Same thing, Leafs. Glad y'all are here. It's been a good race so far. Only one caution for truck that got loose after a little bit of contact, trying to battle with within the top 3. But other than that, it's been all green. Thanks for coming out. Leafs want to know where old Mr. Cape is. Cape is a little bit further in the back. Just saw him on pit road a moment ago. He missed pit road here at his first attempt, trying to down in stage 2. But I'm guessing he decided to bring it on back down again, maybe getting within his fuel window to where he'd be able to make it one more time. We'll have to see if that's the case. But thanks for coming on out.
Yeah, thank you for sure. Now I can pick out the O2 car. That's Yotes right there. He's making a move to the inside for 4th place. Yotes a little farther back than what I thought he was going to be. I believe he came in with the leaders at one point, so he's making his way through the field right here and trying to get a stream up here, but I can't, so I apologize. I'm trying the best I can to try and see where everybody's at, but so far it's been the same people out in front right here. Looks like Cape is going to be on the verge of going the lap down right here from the 38 of F&L Bowling, but I believe the 23 has fresher tires than the 38, so theoretically he should be pulling away, but it all depends on how his tire is compared to the 38.
Well, it looks like while we were kind of keeping an eye on what was happening a little bit further back, the 40 of Slide Job was able to get by the 15 of T-Glass. As we look ahead from the feed, see the 38, he does have one truck up there. So everybody's going to have to make one more pit stop before the end of stage 2 and see what they've got. If you're the 40 on the last stop, yeah, you're going to want to try to make up time if you can. As we saw the 38 really crawl the pit road last time, we'll have to see if the 40 tries to press his luck and possibly ends up with a black flag, or does he play it nice and cautious and maybe just take right side tires, hold on to what he's got on the lefts, not really use them for the rest of this run, to where all he's got to do is bring it on down, maybe grab just enough fuel to complete out the stage, and right side tires try to grab a little bit of track position as he looks a little loose. Either that or a little lobby instability right there, and he's still got that 15 right there behind him.
I think with how bad the tire is, and I'm looking at, I just now picked up SWAT's tire wear indicator, and the front tires and the left rear they're within 5% of each other. So I think, he's definitely going to have to take 4. If you want to be safe, you got to take 4 tires. If you take 2, you're going to run the risk of blowing a tire on whichever tire that may be, the left sides. And I think he'd have to take 4 tires, take not a whole lot of fuel, maybe to try and make the car go a little faster, but if he's going to have to make a pit stop, he's going to have to take 4 tires. This track is just way too abrasive to make a very big strategy call like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, guy that's abusing those tires, you were just talking about one guy. I'll tell you what, SWAT's, if that's not the guy you were just talking about, right now his right front showing 47, his right rear is at 34. So big disparity between those two as he continues to try to drive that track off the right rear, maybe just trying to make up as much time as he can before having to come down pit road. His left sides are right at 50%. So if he practiced, getting on and off of pit road with just right side tires, which can at times make you a bit loose. So if you practice that, you're probably going to have to crank up the wedge, tighten it up just a little bit so it doesn't make the car too free. 38 is now able to put the 23 of Cape a lap down, even though Cape is on fresher tires. And he's gaining a little bit more ground back to that 40, as it looks like the 40 may have pitted.
kind of your audio kind of messed up there towards the end of it. But I think from what I got is that I'm looking at the stream right here of watching the 51 and left sides. They're looking all right, but it's just the right rear's been wearing out more and more. But like if he practiced it, maybe he can afford to take 2 right side tires. But for me, I'm playing it safe. I'm taking all 4 tires just because I don't want to run the risk of blowing a tire out or just being uncontrollably loose where I really can't keep the car on the track. And looks like the 38 right now is going to be making a pit stop. He's got to be careful. Oh boy. Trying to find him right now, and he's made it to the pits right here. And looks like there's a little I think there's a little crash on the exit of pit road there. I think that was the 98 who was spun out on exit on pit road right in front of these the 99, the 8, and the 33.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on them. As you said, the 38 of Bo has gone down pit road. Here comes the 40 of Slide Job peeking underneath the 15 of T-Glass. T-Glass up high, 40 down low. So with the 38 going an extra lap past these guys, it'll be interesting to see where he comes out compared to these two. These two are in the exact same position they were before everything started on pit road. 40 was in second place, 15 was in P3, and as these guys come through or come past the start stripe, I don't see Bowling down there, so he must have taken 2 and
exiting the pits right now.
Yep, there he is. So there they are. They are pushing nose to tail, are coming out of 2. He's now going into 3 and 4, so still a pretty good lead. But what did he take? Was it just right sides? Is he trying to baby those lefts? Is he going to have any kind of handling issues? We'll have to see.
Yeah, he actually came out right behind the 51 here, but I don't quite do. I think those guys, they set on the extra lap, so he's probably going to end up ahead. Looking pretty loose in the center of the corner, though, I must say. Looking like he's tapping the apron a little bit. But I think he may have taken 4 again because he's still got the 40 of Slide Job, a good, around the same gap behind as he was when he entered the pit. So looks like to me he took 4 tires, but we're going to have to see how he stacks up the rest of the field. Honestly, I can't see anybody else taking 2 just with how bad their tire wear is around here.
I tell you what, the 15 of T-Glass just put a huge move on the 40 of Slide Job. Slide going to try to repay that little bit of a crossover here. 15's going to have a whole lot of momentum on the high side. Can he keep it with the raw power all the way down backstretch? Yes, he can. So 40 could not complete the full crossover. 15's going to be able to keep that position, and the 15 is going to be able to stay right where he is, see if he can't track back down that 30. And next time, Magic Mike comes on by the start stripe. Shadowlack, rather, comes on by the start stripe. We'll go ahead and grab a lap count. Looks like we've got 4 laps remaining. So 4 laps, can the 38 hold them off that long?
Coming to 3, I think that would be. Yeah, I actually note. I just saw on the stream right here. It's a little behind buffering, but 51 took 2 tires. So I think he's going to come out in 6th or 7th right now. So he is been a little strategy call there from 51. I think he's now 7th. As my stream is trying to update itself, it is in a difficult situation. But yeah, they're still battling for second right here. Here comes a 40 Slide Job peeking on the inside of the 15. Remember, these two got in a little bit of a tussle last week. They were racing each other pretty hard, pretty aggressive. Some paint was shed, some tears were shed too. And it's probably why we're seeing these 2 guys race pretty hard right here. Then a stage too.
Yeah, he's absolutely trying everything that he possibly can. And it just doesn't seem like I don't know. These guys, they've battled it out. They talk up a big game on the Discord as well. For the last couple weeks, they have not been happy with the amount of contact that each other has made. And the more these guys fight door to door, back and forth, inside, outside, and whatnot, Bowling has just completely driven away.
He is checked out from the field here. I think we're at 1 to go right now on the stage, so it looks like a very convincing stage win for the 38 of Bowling. I mean, he has definitely got the raw pace, and he is really proving himself here around this tricky circuit of Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yep, I believe this is the last laps. Bowling, he's got this well in hand. Big congrats to this 38 Love Speedco machine. as he's going to grab max stage points right there.
Yeah, incredible run so far, but at 38. But now it all comes down to the final stage, stage 3, where that's where all the majority of the points are being scored. And more importantly, the win, the victory of the race. And a lot can happen at Atlanta. We can see a lot of strategy changes come into play. Now he's got to take everything he's learned in these past stages and put it all into one right here in stage 3.
Yeah, and we're going to, just as we did between stage 1 and stage 2, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Let's go to nnrleague.com and take a look around. We'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, so yeah, we're back again. Definitely appreciate everybody keeping it right here. 38 of bowling. He's going to be able to keep that lead, or at least be the control car. Big shout out to Mountaineer or NNR Mountain from last season for helping us out with that commercial content. A little bit of room and stability as we're seeing right here. Whole lot of surging back and forth. Hopefully, we're going to be able to finish this out. But yeah, you can see. Trucks are bouncing all over the place. I'm hoping that only we're seeing this and they're not. If that's the case, that would be the best case scenario. But looks like 40's going to be able to get underneath that 38. First battle for the lead. In about 40 laps.
Yeah, left the door open there. Let the 40 slide through, and the 40's been, he's not been afraid to make moves. And there goes Slide Job back in the lead. Hasn't seen the lead since stage 1 after he had a speeding penalty, but 38's got a very fast car. Maybe these guys made some more adjustments throughout the stage break, but 38's very strong, and we'll see how he's going to fare on the outside here in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 here on the outside, really, you can kind of get a little run up the corner, but to be honest, because I feel like I don't know if it's a betting thing, but to me it seems like it's just really, really hard to get a move done on the outside of that corner, or stay even with the car off of turn 4. It's just the way the corner is. It's just really hard to maintain position there. The inside definitely has an advantage there, and you can see he's falling back in the third right here. As T-Glass is trying to make a move on the outside, but I don't think it'll quite work.
Well, it looks like whatever server bump we took, we've been able to get through for the most part. Big contact between the 02 of Yotes and the 38 of Bowling. Yotes definitely got off the corner just a bit faster than the 38, gave him a shove and ended up pushing him up to the outside. So 40 now, he's got to like what he sees in his rear view as the bottom line are all nose to tail. Couple trucks up on the high side. Still kind of battling door to door for third place, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Everybody else behind that 15 is side by side.
They were 3 wide momentarily. Shadowlight making it 3 wide on the inside. He's going to move from 7th to 4th here. What an incredible move by the 99 there in the Carolina Nut F-150. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's a hilarious sponsor there. As the 38 gets rooted out of the way by the 02. Oh my goodness. He's falling back down to order right now. 38 car of Bowling, the dominant car so far this race, falling all the way back to 8th place right now. But there's still plenty of laps left in this race. Don't get too flustered. He has the fast car to get through the field here. He's got to be a little patient, make his moves when he can, and get himself back to the front. As a 99, he almost did a Dale Earnhardt there, passing the crowd. That was sketchy, but the 38 continues to lose spots right now.
I think it was Coyotes fan earlier out there in chat kind of shouted out the 02 of Yotes. Well, here is Yotes. He's finding himself right now in those rookie numbers with those rookie stripes right in front of the 18 of Cowboy. Cowboy running in P4, Yotes P3. Big push for Yotes. He's going to try to take even more as he's going to try to slide underneath the 15, going through 1 and 2, all over the back bumper. The 40 is Slide Job. 18 of Cowboy. He's going to try to fill that hole as well. They can't keep the 15 kind of hung out to dry, but instead 15, he's going to kind of stay up there with the 15. He knows he's got a fast truck. Try to maybe give him a little bit of a boost coming up, a little bit of a shot all the way across the start stripe, and maybe even work with him down the backstretch. Dan going through 1 and 2 again. 15 solidly in second. Behind him, double file.
Looks like we're saying the same problem or same situation that we had when the 38 was leading there in stage 2, where the guys were battling so hard for second, they were losing touch of the leader a little bit. Looks like that they were battling so hard for second that they lost a little bit the slide job here, the leader. And now that they're single file here in a top 3, they're closing in on that 40 truck and trying to make some headway, trying to get a move for the leader, just stay in tow. And 38 already making some ground. He's up to 6th place, challenging for 5th right now. 38, he is hot right now. He's trying to get himself back up to the front.
Yeah, you know what? While the 40's kind of getting away, and before we get another big battle for P1, y'all, you see that the Chase Elliott car right there in the top center of your screen. That's the car that Chase Elliott put in All-Star Victory Lane at Bristol Motor Speedway. Well, that same diecast is actually up for raffle. If you go to the link that I'm going to put here in chat, it's all for pediatric cancer awareness. Last month was Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. You've heard, shout out Cape earlier. Leafs Justin shout out Cape, wondering where he was. Well, Cape started up a charity. It's called morethanAcape.org. It's all to commemorate his son TJ, which unfortunately lost his battle to pediatric cancer. Well, Cape went to NASCAR.com and put an order in for the diecast that Chase Elliott won with at Bristol, and yes, the diecast actually lights up the same as the car did for Chase Elliott. So go to that link, and it's $5 for one entry or $10 for 3, and I've got my tickets. I know several other people have theirs. I saw Vols fan. Y'all have seen him broadcast American Ethanol as well as the FFL tournament. Also, I've seen other. He dropped $25. I saw a guy when I was broadcasting with Rick James. I think it was about a week ago. He dropped $50 for that cause. So come on out. Hopefully, if you go to morethanAcape.org, it'll tear on some heartstrings, open up those purse strings, and give generously if at all possible. Win this diecast. I think Cape said he was going to try to get the car signed if at all possible. So if he can, he will. But either way, where can you go to just have a chance at a $100 diecast for $10 or whatever else you can afford? Again, it's all for a great cause. Give generously if you can. I know, like I said, I've got my 3 tickets. And the car is being shipped out the last of December, early January. The car will be awarded once the XLCT Championship race is completed on my channel, with whoever wins between eSpark and SXRL, and then NAOR versus OMA. eSpark and SXRL, they race tomorrow night, and then OMA versus NAOR race on Saturday, I believe at 9:30 p.m. So that tournament is coming to a close. You don't want to be left out. But Lucky, we're back, starting to see a lot of these trucks come on down pit road. Everybody's going to grab those 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, fill it up with that Sunoco E50 racing fuel, get it back out on track. We'll have to see who was able to get in there and get out pretty quick, or see who lost time.
A lot happened
Yeah.
from there. I mean, man, I tell you what, there was a little incident there, the 99 to 15. 99 moved the 15 up the track. 15 didn't look too happy. However, he had to fit that lap. But let me tell you something. That 38 went from outside the top 10 to 2nd place in that same run there. That 38 is on rails. He's doing a heck of a job bowling. He is driving like a man possessed out there. See if he gets a good thing. Looks like he got in the pit road pretty good, so he shouldn't get a speed penalty. But man, that 38 truck, and that was thrilling to watch there. He did it in such a very clean manner. He was just picking and choosing his moves. That just very clean, making his way up through the field there. Doing a great job. He's back in contention now to win this race, and that's really, really incredible to see.
Well, I've been on with the 38 this entire time, as he's going to come out just ahead of the O2 of Yotes. Yotes has been, he's been showing that he's pretty strong here in stage 3 as well. 38's got to make sure he keeps it below that yellow line. Don't want to
So
pop
close.
up. Yeah, he was. I'm guessing he probably had to back out of the throttle there for just a minute. And the 15 of T-Glass is going to go flying on the 38. I imagine at some point the 40's not going to be far behind. Neither will the
Third
99
right
of Shadowlack.
Batting for third, he's now into fourth. He must have made a little error on the entry to pit road there because he was the leader before these pit cycles, but now he's going to fall to fifth. He must have made a mistake on entry to pits or on exit, or even he could have had a pretty bad pit stop. We see in this game there are very pit stops. Some guys can get 16 and a half second pit stop, whereas some can get 15 and a half, maybe even 14. So it could have been any one of those three things there. But, he's in fifth. He's been running top 5 all race. He's pretty aggressive. He wants to get up through the field. That 38 truck is trying to close down on that 15 of T-Glass.
Yeah, 15 of T-Glass right now is your leader. Doing a pretty good job riding around. Right now, kind of switched up streams for information. Riding along right now with the 3 of...
He got a good runoff, too. Sorry to interrupt you. He got a whale of a runoff turn 2, and he's going to make a move for the lead right now. He has 2 high-pressure tires in that 15 truck, and you're seeing it right here. Boom, straight to the lead.
Yeah, 15 came down and hit that apron. That absolutely bogged the O2 of Yotes King down. So 38 back to the lead right where he's been comfortable all night long. Kind of, pushed I'm not quite sure what happened with the 40, but yeah, what you just said there, 2-lap pressure tires is what just helped the 38 get around. And yeah, he's gone.
I wouldn't say he's quite gone. Look at that O2 there, Yotes. They both put it on the same lap, both came out together. And O2, the 38 didn't have a great 3 and 4. He was out a little too high, running the middle, not the best lane to be running. The O2 is keeping him honest right now, keeping him on his toes. He's still staying within that draft range. And he's been up there. This could be the second battle that we could see. I thought that it was going to either be Slide Job or T-Glass fighting the 38 for the win here, but I was looking at the O2 is starting to come into his own right now, and he's up in the second.
Yeah, again, he was shouted out earlier, so we'll have to see if it's going to have anything for bowling. Looking ahead from the 3 of Monster Mike, you were able to see all those guys up there battling it out. Right now, he's right behind the 18 of Cowboy, the 40 of Slide Job, as well as, I want to say this is the 33. I'm going to work my way back up front just a little bit. Looking ahead from the 50 T-Glass, you see the O2 and you see the 38. Those guys with, it's the 15. He's going to come down pit road. There's no way he got that down at all.
No.
He was way too hot. I imagine this is going to be a pretty unfast 30-second stop for T-Glass. Riding along with him, I almost wonder he actually might have gotten loose coming off 4 and ended up down pit road, because I don't remember him signaling that he was going to come down pit road. I don't think that was intentional.
No, sir, I apologize. I thought there was a caution for me because I saw the 3-car lag a little bit. Like, he just, 18 and the 3 just slowed down massively. I thought there was a caution for a second. But no, they're on the green there. That's a little, maybe a little server thing. I'm not quite sure. But, yeah, it's too early for the 15, and I got to charge my iPad right now. 15, yeah, he pitted 2 laps before to 38. So, there was no reason for him to pit that early. So, he got loose, and he's been loose there throughout because he is, when he got past by the 38, he was all the way on the apron just hanging on. So that was just a little mistake there by the 15.
I was just watching the 40 Slide Job and the 99 of Shadowlack. Those two are dueling it out front to back. It looks like the 30 of Bowling, he's still trying to hold off the O2 of Yotes. Yotes still all over the back of this Speedco Ford F-150, and it's interesting how you're starting to break up into these little tandem packs. 38 in the O2, 40 in the 99. Behind them, you saw the 18 and the 3. So you're starting to see these little 2-car tandem packs all around this place. next time old Magic Mike comes down by the start stripe, I'll grab us a lap count. I know last time I saw there was about 31 to go. I'm gonna imagine we're probably some of the early 20s left.
Yeah, I would assume so. They're getting close to another pit stop window here shortly. But yeah, it looks like still going back up to the front right here. We got the 38 controlling the field here, but yeah, that 02 is hounding him right now. I mean, I'm not sure what track setting it is, but either way, I think he's just 02 has made a lot of adjustments throughout these stage breaks, and it's really improved his truck out a lot, and is really starting to close in. Well, I'm gonna say he's closing. He's stayed there, but he's really keeping the 38 right here honest. He's keeping him honest, keeping him on his toes, and really putting the 38 under pressure that we really haven't quite seen throughout the race. So it'll be interesting to see how Bowling deals with this after the pit stops. If he's going to make a mistake on entry to pits, well, no, we're going to have to. I'm very curious to see when pit cycles are going to happen and how these two fare out at the end of this.
Yeah, PRL Outlaw Dirt Series, thank you very much for the follow, sir. Welcome to NNR Truck Series, live from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Definitely appreciate the follow. And this is just the first of the week. Tomorrow night we've got the Xfinity Series right here at 8:30 Eastern. Thursday night we got the Truck Series at 8:30 Eastern. Tomorrow night I'll have the one and only Rick James in the lobby or in the booth, and then on Thursday night it will be none other than Ward Burton. And we're starting to see a few of these guys, specifically the 40 and the 99, signal that they're going to go down pit road here, Lucky. What do you think? They're nose to tail. Are mistakes going to be made?
Yeah, I mean, these two guys are very good drivers, so they definitely, and they've entered pit road before and they hadn't had any issues. But now we're coming to crunch time. One's going to try and outbrake the other, and that could lead to disaster, especially at Atlanta pit road entry, with how you've got the tires to worry about, and just pit entry itself is just very difficult. So there could be some issues, but these guys, they pit together before. There hasn't been a problem, but we may see some guys crack under pressure and make a costly mistake.
It's very possible. One guy that's hoping that he can apply that pressure and see a couple guys crack is that 15 at T-Glass. We saw the
They're
38
right now.
Yep, we saw the 38 and the 02 earlier just go zipping on by the 15 after T-Glass was 1 or 2 laps later. These guys, here they go again. 38, he's going to come on down pit road. He'll be lucky as well if he doesn't get a black flag. Looks like Yotes might have been able to get on those binders just enough to bring him on down to pit road. Speed anyway. I believe that's about 45 here at Atlanta, if I'm not
45,
mistaken.
yes.
45. So the 15 at T-Glass, he stayed out. I'm guessing he saw the way these guys got on. He wanted the entry to pit road all by himself. First and second on pit road. T-Glass out there still. We'll have to see how it all circles around. Those guys were close coming down pit road. And I guess that this will be their last pit stop unless we see another caution, which we've only seen once so far this race.
Let me check right here. Oh, boy. Looks like
17 to go.
Sped on pit road.
Oh, wow. That's unfortunate.
You mentioned it immediately, and I was thinking the same thing. I think that was just a bit too close for comfort there. Trying to see, I'm a little far away from the TV, but I think, how many laps to go do you think it is right now?
There were 17 when the 3 car came down pit road.
Okay, yeah, so he couldn't have taken 2 tires there. Yeah, it looks like an error, but a 38. Dominic Carr all race long gets caught up by speeding on pit road.
Let's see. Outwork out there in chat. Good to see you too as well, Alpha. I know I saw you earlier. I just didn't say anything. But he was saying that the 51 of SWAT was the leader, but he's brought that machine down pit road as well. God, I wish they would fix this tire glitch. Lucky, if you've got any pull whatsoever, will you please get a hold of Motorsport and tell them to fix this trash? Man, I tell you.
Don't worry, I've already had conversations with them. I had to film something for them over the weekend, and we were talking about it before. They're fully aware of it. They're trying to they've been telling me that they've been taking as many actions they could to fix it. And if they ever need any help, they can come to me. I can come to them and ask them, what I can't speak. I've been trying to give him some tips here when the lag's been happening. Actually, since a lot of you are probably watching it, there's been that whole thing about the servers dying in the spectator mode. Seems to me that it's been typically happening around 10 p.m. and sometimes it typically happens at bigger lobbies and around bigger tracks, as we've normally seen in super speedways, etc. Short tracks has really never been much of an issue. But even at midnight on Sundays, there's been issues where we've had 30 cars at Daytona and the lag's just been awful. So typically late at night, it could be a lobby size problem. It's kind of hard to pinpoint between the two, but either one of those two things has been the issue there. But they're aware of it. I've told them personally what I feel needs to be improved there, mainly on the server side, and I'll have to bring up to them, of course, the spectator glitches here, but they are fully aware of it and they are taking actions to try and fix the problems that we're having right here. And I appreciate them looking into it and trying to fix it. This doesn't seem like an easy fix. I mean, this is definitely something that's very difficult at night. I can't even imagine how difficult it is. But yeah, it's been frustrating for all of us league directors here. And the fact that they've responded to me at least in saying that they're doing everything they can to fix it. That means a lot. But we'll see how it goes. And yeah, hopefully all the stuff will get resolved and we can get back to good old racing here and not having to worry about some of the issues.
Well, if you can get back to them, or if you talk to them again, whatever, they reach out to you and say, hey, Lucky, have you seen any difference in any kind of a tweak that they may make here in the upcoming, week or so? But when everybody's reaching out to them on these streams and these tweets and giving away an Xbox and do all that, just ask them to acknowledge the people that are trying to get a hold of them. Don't just blow them off. Nobody likes the fact that they're just staying silent. They just want people to know that, hey, we are listening. Don't just be don't just bust under the carpet. Acknowledge everybody and say, yeah, we know we're working on it. We see it, instead of just completely ignoring everybody for the last 2 weeks. That just allows frustration to build, because it just seems like nothing's being done. Hey, you got what you got. Press on. So if you talk to them again, just say, ask them to put out a tweet. Say, hey, we see the issue. We're working on it. Please be patient. Don't ignore us.
Absolutely,
yeah.
It's
That'll
definitely
go a long way.
Yeah, they definitely haven't been ignoring us. They're fully aware of the issues, but yeah, they should definitely bring out a tweet letting everybody know, hey, we're looking at these issues. I'll definitely bring it up to them. And I'm participating in an SXRL eSpark race tomorrow, and it's around Indianapolis, so a 2.5 mile track that we're going to. So one of the bigger tracks that we go to on the NASCAR circuit. So I'm going to keep an eye out for the lag, see what it's like. I think I'm racing at 9 p.m. if I'm correct, or 8:30. Either one of the two. I should probably know it. But I think around that time is when the lag starts to get worse. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out for the lag, see what it's like, and I'll get back to them on how it is. I'll let them know that they should put out a tweet, and hopefully they take the advice there. And but yeah, no, they've definitely been looking at it, and I'm trying to do what I can to help them as well.
Well, just know that it's appreciated, and a little bit of communication can absolutely go a long way. So definitely, we absolutely appreciate it. So working, continuing to press on here. There's the 99 Cadillac. Cadillac. Right now, that 02 though of Yotes is clearly in the lead. Here he is now going into turn one. Next time by, I'll go ahead and grab us a lap count. We got to be, if my math is right, I'm going to guess we're somewhere right around 10 laps remaining as Magic Mike comes off of turn number.
It's like slide job making
4.
It over the pit road here.
7 laps remaining.
Slide job. He's coming to the pits right now, and I've been thinking about it. I'm not going to lie to you. When I'm seeing guys like SWAT, the 51, have been staying out longer than the rest of the field here, 7 to go, they could potentially be in a really good position to win this, especially with how the tire is. Because I'm seeing the 40 in the pits right now. He signaled he was running second. So, and we got the 02, I believe, is still the leader. This could be a tire strategy race here at the end when it's all said and done.
Yeah, so Alpha just put out there 7 laps to go. I'll double check that just in case the stream is just a little bit behind. We did have a moment or two there where the entire field did buffer. Again, not quite sure if everybody saw that or if it was just me. But here, as Magic Mike comes off 4, coming across the line, we're seeing 5 laps to go. So y'all are a lap or 2 behind, and another thing we saw, Lucky, was the 15. He went down much later than, or 1 or 2 laps later than the 38 and the 02. 02 right now is still leading. Will he be able to make it all the way, or will he have to come down? As you mentioned, my job, he's back out on track. Here's the 38 of Bowling. He just came across the start stripe. What does he have left on the right rear or on the right front? Has he been trying to really dig? Who knows? Another person mentioning that the 51 could be a sleeper. The 50 Swats. He also pit a lap or 2 later. So, man, it could be the 02, it could be the 15, could be the 51. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Right now, in front of the 3 right here, Monster Mike, he's got that 51 mobile.
I believe we're on
one,
3 to go
machine.
right now, by the way. Sorry, we're on 3 to go right here.
Yep,
Bowling right
3.
now is saving tires. 51 is up in the 3rd. Looks like the 02 is saving tires too. He's coming to 2 to go. This is looking very dire for them right now. 51 is keeping a good pace right here. It could be very close. 2 to go right now.
Yeah, so 02, Yotes King across the line that time. M still showing him in the lead. So does he have enough? Man, with those tires popping out ahead of him, I'd love to see what they look like if we could, but it doesn't quite. I don't think we're going to get that opportunity. Can it be Yotes King, who started out here in the chat, out there with Fry Dog and with Commando Grip, Alpha York, everybody else, who's going to come across and be able to take his first victory here in NNR? 1 more lap, 1 lap remaining, and that's going to be all she wrote.
Very close right here. I can tell you this, 51's okay on tires, so if the 02 blows up, I mean, it's going to be pretty tough, but it looks to me like the 02 is going to set sail right here. He's going to take a very unexpected win, for my opinion, right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway after Bowling dominated this race.
Yeah, it looks like the people that are going to finish out 2nd and 3rd behind him, 2 car Watts, and the 3 machine of Magic Mike, or Monster Mike. So good job by Yotes King to go ahead and grab the W. First time in that 02 machine. Great job, Yotes. We're going to be talking to him here in the booth. And a great battle as well for 2nd and 3rd between Swats and Monster Mike. Bowling's going to come across P4. Slowing in the way, P5. Slide Job 5th. Shadowlack 7th. Haskell to Rascal in 8th. Beast Hunter in 9th. And T-Glass bringing it home in P10. AZ Howler, I've seen you out there. I figured you'd be rooting on your buddy. As well as there was somebody else out there. Chase, good to see you. Back to you, Sideways. Fry Dog, back to you. All you eSpark guys, back to you. Can't wait to call y'all on Sunday at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, man, go big or go home is the way the 02 felt. Lucky, he got it done here in Atlanta.
Absolutely, and a great run by the 02 of Yotes King. Incredible job by him to take home his first one of the season here. But you got to feel for Bowling. Looking at the stream right now, I finally got decent enough connection where I could look at it. 12-second gap between Yotes and the 38 of Bowling. And if Bowling didn't have that speeding penalty, he would have won by about 3 odd seconds. So that's got to, put salt into the wounds for the 38 truck. But regardless, the 38 did a great job. But we got to shout out the top 3 right here. Yotes King obviously won the race. The 51 here of Swats did an incredible job to take on P2, did a really great tire strategy, and Monster Mike comes with a solid P3. I mean, I wasn't expecting that top 3 at all coming to this race. I got to put you wrong. But that just shows how important tire is around this circuit. And congrats to those top 3, and congrats to everybody who raced. Everyone did a great job. A very clean race overall. And I think also looking in terms of the points, looks like I would think Bowling has gained a ton on T-Glass after T-Glass didn't win any stages, got 10th place, and 4th place for Bowling and 2 stage wins. So really good points there for him. But the end of the day, I mean, didn't get the win when it mattered.
No, wasn't able to get done right there. We mentioned in pre-race that it seemed like T-Glass and Bowling were just bouncing the W back and forth between them. Yotes, mentioned in Discord that he couldn't wait to be able to get out here and make his debut in the NNR Truck Series, and what a way to do it! Phenomenal drive by the guy, able to come on out here and have just a few extra laps on those tires, taking care of his equipment for just a little bit longer. He might have given up a little bit of speed, but in the end, it didn't matter. Atlanta Motor Speedway, home of the Elliots, he put the 0-2 in victory lane. We're going to be talking to him here in just a little bit. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then, we'll have those guys set for our post-race. All right, guys, we are back, and we got our top three here in the. We're gonna start off with old third place, Monster Mike. It's repeat. You got your ears on, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Monster Mike, you came from nowhere with that three. I was keeping up with you for a while, and I saw you stay out a little bit. Then I saw next a little bit further, then a little bit further. You were able to bring that three all the way around. Saw you following the 51 of SWATs for about 6 to 10 laps. It seemed like pretty much when you came out of pit road, you guys were just racing it out amongst yourselves. Did you, if there was, and at the end, I saw where you really had a little bit for him. Did you, if there was one more lap, do you think you might have had anything for Swats?
Swat said it was his birthday today, so I thought I'd give him a present.
Fair enough.
I lied.
Man, I tell you what, you were absolutely strong. Again, I want to give very, very big thank you for for your stream and allowing us to keep up with the laps and fuel, and the tire wear was ridiculous. How were you
Man,
conserved
this
just
crazy.
enough to be able to make it that a little extra way?
Well, that last pit stop, man, I got a speeding penalty, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm done. But luckily, I had saved enough tire that I stopped about 6 laps after everybody else. So as they were coming in for their last pit stops, I was actually able to catch up.
Well, man, phenomenal job. Top three, able to get it done. It's going to be a big points night for you, man. Where did you finish in stage 1 and 2?
I'm not even sure. I know I was top 10 all 3 stages, but I'm not sure where I was.
Well, I'm sure when Swats is putting in the points for tonight, and you go to check it, you're going to be pretty happy with the result. Any shout outs for you, buddy?
Yeah, good racing with Swats, and there was a few others that, man, we were racing hard and just trying to stay up front as best we could. And those tires, man, they wore out so quick after you hit under 50%. But yeah, great job tonight, Pete. I'll go back and watch a broadcast tomorrow. And congrats to Yotes King on his first win.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, congrats on his top three, sir. And Lucky Dog, you get to pick up old Mr. Swats. Man, phenomenal finish for him tonight. And he's also our Truck Series admin, so got a lot on his shoulders, but also able to put a lot on the track tonight.
All right, buddy. Miss NNR Swats, good job, P2 right there. Truck owner. Did a great job there, running top 10 all the race, throughout the whole race, but you had much better tire wear than everyone else here on the track. What were you thinking there the final few laps? You were staying out longer than everybody else, and you knew the O2 was one over tires. Did you think you were going to have a good shot at getting the win at the end?
I don't finish up in the front very often. I try, but I usually get wrecked or something happens, or in I think what was the second race of the season, I had the wall glitch where I was stuck on the wall for 2 laps. So Pete knows last season I finished in the top 3, I think twice, and one of them we didn't do an interview. But yeah, when Mike and I were coming through those last couple laps, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I know Yotes pitted way before me, so his tires have to be close. If he blows it, Mike and I are the first 2, because I knew Bowling wasn't going to make it if he didn't save a lot on tires. And I kept trying to convince Mike, just stay behind me, just push me, hoping he would just stay there rather than trying to pass me, because I knew if he passed me, I'd probably have to do something on the last lap, which I didn't want to do. But no, he and I drafted pretty good. I started to get a little bit shaky watching the track little map on the bottom of the screen to see if Yotes slowed down or spun out and stayed still on the track map, but he never did. So yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd catch him and maybe make a last corner pass or something with him with a blown tire. But congrats to Yotes on getting his first win. I know he was a late addition to the Truck Series. Been good overall first 4 races. So I mean, overall, it was a decent race. There's some lag issues and some issues with people not listening or not following the rules completely. So hopefully we can get that hashed out. This is the 4th race of the season, and I don't want to continue doing this every single race. So, yeah, overall, I thought it was a good race, and I was definitely banking on those tires. Tried to stay out a little longer than everybody else and got top 7 finishes through all 3 stages. So.
Yeah, you did a great job all race long. Got anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out to Pete for finally interviewing me. Or at least, I guess he didn't even interview me. He passed it off to you. So, no, shout out to you guys for the broadcast. Shout out to Coey for always, being there to have the league. And a lot of guys, try to find other leagues, and it's just not the same as what NNR has. Shout out to my brother, Shadowlax, for helping me before the race. He usually is a lot better at figuring out the tire pressures and stuff like that. Shout out to the guys from last season and this season that's helped me, because it's been a huge difference from the beginning of last season to now. So yeah, shout out to pretty much everybody who's helped me and been there.
Thank you very much.
To my girlfriend for letting me race.
Oh yeah, that's an important one. Thank you for what you're doing for this Truck Series. It's been a blast watching all the races so far, and great job today getting top 7 in both stages, and Pete too here. And great job, and back to you, Pete.
I got you. I'm back to you. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Swats, before you go, Coey is out there saying congrats Swats on that second place finish. So Coey is out there. He was out there rooting you on. Congrats, sir.
Yeah. Just also a shout out to Coey, thinking about his uncle and everything he's going through. He's got a lot on his mind and stuff like that. So NNR is here for him and everything he's going through.
Absolutely. Always have been. And then the final guy, the unexpected guy almost, after the man, the performance at the 38, the 40, the 15, and a few others put on early, we really thought that it was just going to be either one of those guys, the way that it's been over the last couple of weeks. And then old Yotes King comes across, goes from spectator out here, keeping us company here in the chat, to not only talking about him on the track, but talking about him getting his very first NNR Truck Series win. Yotes, you had a few people out there pulling for you in chat. Tell us how you got it done, sir. Congratulations, man.
Oh, I can tell you right now, P. I was as nervous as I can be, but I had my guys in my ear just telling me to calm it down. At one point, they told me I was a fluffy cloud, so it was just the whole point of just I was flipping out coming down to 15% with that last lap.
No doubt. I mean, I was curious as well, because I know T-Glass, he pitted with about 17 to go. I was kind of curious if he was going to be able to make it. I was curious if you were going to be able to make it. It seemed like you'd been able to go just a little bit from everyone else, right along with the 51 of SWATs and additional company. But, man, you were able to get it done, and now knowing that you had 15%, I've seen people wear down 10% on that final, on the final lap, just on that right rear. So you would have only had about what, a lap and maybe a lap and a half left, and then you would have had to. So that just goes to show that little extra speed that you gave away earlier throughout stage 3 really to propel you, to give you the track position when you really needed it, man. Talk us through your race. Where were you in stages 1 and 2?
So stage 1, I started off, calm and cool. I knew what was going on. I was falling behind Bolin and who was it? Slide Job and T-Glass. Those three I was trying to stick with, and I was holding with them. But then I tried to get curious with it, see if I can't pull a stage win out by pitting early and grabbing only right sides. That did not fare out very well. So turn around second stage, I tried the same exact thing. A little closer to the stage, just couldn't do anything. I finished fourth first, fifth second, and then that third stage, man, I realized that I had to save those tires, and that the way Bolin was rolling, I thought he totally had me at first. I was right behind him, but I just couldn't catch him. He was definitely a good competition out there today.
Yeah, Bowling, he's been very, very fast since the drop of the green at Michigan. He came in second at Michigan, first in Las Vegas, and then second again last week at Auto Club. I know that he did get a speeding penalty. We're keeping up with him as he went down pit road. Definitely saw that he went in too hot, and then New York was out there in chat kind of verifying that he did just that. So while SWATs and Magic Mike Mike was behind or in front of him, they had to be really hoping that Bowling was going to be able to that he was going to have to pit or whichever. It was just turned out to be very, very unfortunate, or maybe they didn't realize that Bowling had got that black flag. But man, way to make an entrance into NNR. Now, this season, it's not like last where it's a win and you're in. You've actually got to be consistent all throughout. And if you can do what you did tonight and show that competitive speed and get it either on strategy or on raw speed, I think we're going to be talking about you for a while. Way to break up the monotony between T-Glass and Bowling. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Very well. Any shout outs for you, man?
I'd like to thank LRL, Slow, Caesar. I would like to thank my mom and dad for having me so I can compete here. I'd like to thank my brother for annoying me so I can become faster. All those amazing guys right there. That's a good group.
Gotcha. Well, you had Howler out there, and you also had Coyotes fan. I'm pretty sure last time I talked to you, you said that those guys were pretty close. So, man, good for you. Lucky, you got anything for Yotes?
No, I mean, I don't have any questions. I just want to say, congratulations on your first truck win. I can't, when you get that first win, it's obviously such a great feeling. I can relate. When I got my first win, and you did a great job out there today. Bowling was very strong throughout the race, but you kept your composure. You learned over the course of the race, and you took what you learned and you put it all at the very end, and were able to stay behind him and put the pressure on Bowling. You ended up putting a lot of pressure on him to where he sped on pit road, and did a really great job. Really, really was impressed by how you performed this race, and hopefully get to see more of you in the future. But just keep up that good work there. Keep up that calm composure. Don't want to get to your head. Just keep it cool. That's what you got to do. Keep it cool as a cucumber. You did a great job out there today, and probably seeing some more wins in your future.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
I tell you, that's some pretty good advice coming from season 2 Pro League champ. So I would take that with a little bit more than just a grain of salt, man. Congratulations. Well, Lucky, it's week 4 down in the books for the NNR Truck Series, man. We saw quite a bit of action. Again, not quite sure what draggage we were on tonight, but either way, it was a pretty good show all the way around.
Yeah, a really good show. Not a lot of cautions. I mean, I think there was only one that I recall, and that just shows the testament of everybody in this truck series. You got to thank everybody from NNR, Coey, and you got to thank SWATs for putting on this truck series, and you, Pete, for putting on a great broadcast. Everyone did a great job. Everyone looked prepared. I mean, there was some mistakes here or there, but that's just part of racing. There's going to be mistakes on pit road. There's going to be some, mistakes where you're getting loose off the corner. It's pretty easy to do so. So, I mean, overall, I think it was a really good race, really clean. We got to see some pretty good side-by-side racing. There were some 3-wide moments, but there was a lot of good 2-wide moments, and we really got to see guys who are very strong over the long run prosper throughout the race. And overall, really good race, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great battle, and you had a little bit of tire strategy mixed into it, and that was pretty fun to watch and a bit nerve-wracking, even as a commentator and spectator. So, really had a lot of fun being back in the booth. Happy to be back, especially after recovering from surgery. It's been a difficult past few weeks, but glad to be back here. Thanks everybody from NNR for the opportunity, and especially you, Pete, for helping me get better at this commentary thing. I'm not that great, but I like to think that I am making small strides. But overall, really good race, and can't wait to be back next week.
Well, next week we'll be bringing them all back over to Homestead Miami Speedway. So we got a couple more races here this week. Forget tomorrow night we got the Xfinity race where none other than I'm Rick James 36 will be in the booth with me, and then on Thursday night the one and only Word Burton will help me call the cup around this place. I tell you, if those other 2 series can put on the kind of race that we saw last year when Atlanta Motor Speedway was the championship race, really looking forward to a lot. But in the meantime, guys, I put that raffle message in the chat one more time. Please go on over, pound that link. Give what you can. $5 for 1 raffle ticket, $10 for 3 tickets. It all goes to help the families that are really having to deal with some major issues when it comes to their loved ones in pediatric cancer. Just like you've seen on TV with the Ronald McDonald House and St. Jude's, where they're always talking about no family ever gets a bill from St. Jude's. No family has to worry about food or lodging. They help them with their home expenses and things like that when they're really just there to focus on someone that's sick. That's what all this goes for. Everything is 100% legit. Every single penny goes to help those families. It's I think it's a 501(c)(3) or 501(c)(3). Cape has been out there many times. He's told me what it is. Please give what you can. Like I said, go to morethancape.org, read up on TJ, and again, let it pull on those strings, on your heart and the purse strings. Open them up, and just show your support. I've given mine. I watched a guy last week drop $50 on it. That was 15 tickets right there on him. TN Balls, that calls the American Ethanol Race, he dropped 25 just a few short days ago. So join in. Last I heard, there's about 150 tickets that have been sold. It may be upwards of that. And the die cast actually glows, just like the real Chase Elliott car did when he put it in victory lane at Bristol Motor Speedway. But yeah, guys, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing everybody again tomorrow night. Night's race was a lot of fun. The Xfinity race is going to be better, and then of course the Cup guys, they always put on a show. Definitely want to thank everybody for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, and keeping us company. We will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, let's go ahead and pick a channel to head on over to. I'm thinking maybe old Red. A lot of people like his setups. I'm sure he'd appreciate a little support. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Back to you.